Today, we're digging into something pretty wild, a surprisingly powerful factor for living a long, healthy life. And the best part, it's something you have total control over. It might just be the single most important thing you can build for yourself as you get older.
So, let me just ask you, what do you think is the single best physical predictor of how long you'll live and how well you'll live? Is it your heart health? Your weight? Maybe how much muscle you're carrying? For decades, we were pretty sure we had the answer nailed down.
Well, it turns out we might have been looking in the completely wrong direction. Because the most powerful predictor, yeah, it's not about how big your muscles are. It's about something else, something much more important.
All right, let's get into it. For years, right, the whole conversation around aging well has basically revolved around two things. Number one, keep your heart healthy with lots of cardio. And number two, fight off that muscle loss that comes with age. Sarcopenia. And yeah, we've all seen those charts, the ones that show we start losing muscle mass as early as our 30s. And that's totally true. But, and this is the key, it turns out that the rate we lose muscle strength is actually 2 to 5 times faster than the rate we lose muscle size. So that brings up a massive question, doesn't it? Which one actually matters more when it comes to staying alive? To get that answer, we've got to look at this landmark study called the Health, Aging, and Body Composition Study, or Health ABC for short. I mean, this thing was a huge deal. They followed over 2,000 adults, all in their 70s, to really nail down what parts of our body composition are truly linked to staying healthy and, staying alive. So what the researchers did was brilliant. They basically set up this epic showdown, muscle strength versus muscle size. In one corner, you've got strength, which they measured with leg tests and a simple grip test. And in the other corner, you have muscle mass, measured with super high-tech stuff like CT scans and DXA scans. The question was simple. Which one is better at predicting who's still around 6 years later? And wow, the results were just crystal clear. Take a look at this graph. It shows the survival rates for men, split up by how strong their legs are. You can literally see it. It's like a staircase. The guys in the strongest group, that top line, highest survival rate. But then look way down at the bottom line. The weakest guys had a dramatically lower chance of making it. The difference is just, it's huge. And this wasn't some fluke just for men. Nope. The data for women shows the exact same thing. The stronger a woman's legs were, the higher her chances of survival. It's an undeniable connection. Okay, so leg strength tests can be a bit complicated, right? So what about something simpler? Well, they looked at grip strength, and guess what? The results were just as powerful. For the men in the study, a weaker handshake was directly linked to lower survival rates. It's crazy to think, but your grip strength is actually a really powerful sign of your overall health. And yep, you guessed it, same thing for women. Higher grip strength equaled a better shot at survival. So it didn't matter if you were a man or a woman, or whether they were looking at your legs or your hands, all the data was pointing in exactly the same direction. So what was the big takeaway? The final verdict? Well, when the scientists tried to see if muscle size could explain this connection, it couldn't. The link to strength was just too powerful. This led them to a conclusion that really changed everything. Let me read it to you. Low muscle mass did not explain the strong association of strength with mortality. Muscle strength is more important than quantity. Wow. So the hero of this story isn't how big your muscles are, it's how good they are. It's all about their ability to produce force. Okay, so the evidence is overwhelming, right? Strength is a vital sign for a long life. That's the why. So now let's talk about the how. How do we actually do this? For that, we're going to look at the official science-backed guidelines from the National Strength and Conditioning Association, the NSCA, made specifically for older adults. So let's just walk through this blueprint. First up, frequency. They recommend hitting the weights 2 to 3 days a week. Now for intensity. That 1 RM just means the most you can lift one time. And they say you want to work in that 70 to 85% range. As for sets and reps, the sweet spot is about 2 to 3 sets of anywhere from 6 to 12 reps. And here's something really interesting. They also say to include some power training, moving a lighter weight really fast, because that helps us apply force quickly in real life. So what exercises should you actually be doing? You want to focus on the big ones, what we call multi-joint or compound movements. Things that work a lot of muscles at once. We're talking about things like the chest press, shoulder press, rows and pull downs for your upper body, and stuff like the leg press and leg curls for your lower body. These really give you the most bang for your buck. Now, I know that word intensity can sound a little scary, but don't let it fool you. Just think of it like the engine of your workout. It's not about lifting until you collapse. It's just about choosing a weight that's challenging enough to make your muscles say, okay, I need to get stronger. It's all about finding that sweet spot where you can finish your reps with good, safe form. Okay, I get it. This all sounds fantastic, but I know exactly what some of you are probably thinking right now. Lifting heavy weights, especially as we get older, that brings up some pretty big questions, and the number one concern is always about safety. So let's just tackle it head on. Is it actually safe for older adults to do this kind of training? Because that fear of getting hurt, that's a real and totally understandable barrier for a lot of people. Well, the answer from the experts at the NSCA is a huge, resounding yes, but with a big if. It's safe if you do it right. That means getting proper instruction, starting slow, and following a smart plan that's built for you. In fact, they say that a well-designed program is so safe, it's even beneficial for frail older adults. It's a powerful way to build them back up. But here's the crazy part. Even with all these incredible, life-changing benefits we've been talking about, get this. Only 8.7% of adults over 75 do any kind of muscle strengthening activities. Just 8.7%. That's a massive gap between what we know works and what people are actually doing. Think of all the untapped potential there. So what all this evidence really does is force us to completely rethink what it means to age well. It's time to stop just thinking about avoiding the bad stuff and start actively, intentionally building the good. You know, healthy aging isn't just about the absence of disease. It's not just about having good blood pressure numbers. True healthy aging, what you might call your health span. That's about having the strength, the function, the resilience to do the things you love. It's about being able to pick up your grandkids, to travel, to carry your own groceries, and just live a full, independent life for as long as you possibly can. And that really brings us to the final thought here. The science is telling us loud and clear that your muscle strength is a vital sign, just as important as your blood pressure or your heart rate. It's a direct window into your biological resilience and your potential for a long, functional life. So if we know that, shouldn't we all be asking ourselves a simple question? Isn't it time we started training for it?